Happy all. What a day yesterday. Let's see who pops in today, shall we? Bad habits. That didn't take long. I think I'll just sit tight and wait for some friendly folks to pop in. Stalker. Oh, there's a couple. What's Johnny gonna say today? At least today's better than yesterday. Yesterday was a little spooky. How many stalkers we got in here? 3? Why am I not surprised? Enjoying the view. Oh, now I see a friendly's in the house. Holy shit, jumped up to 30. LS. Good to see you, young lady. How am I doing? Rudy, how you doing? I'm doing better today than I was yesterday, young lady. Yesterday was a bad day. This illness of mine was really bad yesterday. Been taking this woodworm or wormwood, and Callie's waiting for you. Yeah, D, I need to get back there, something fierce. So I've been taking this stuff for almost a week. It'll be a week tomorrow. And yesterday I felt terrible, really bad. Had this uneasy feeling and real weak. Almost a feeling of dread, like I was gonna die or something, and it was terrible. And I was like, dude, what is up? So I started doing a little research, a little more homework about this stuff for killing parasites. And evidently what happens is, as they start to die off, they release toxins in your system. And I was thinking, oh, that must be what I'm feeling, because I felt like shit yesterday. Absolutely terrible. Whew. Today's a little bit better. So I'm hoping my body can fight this off. But I've had it for so long, I'm a little concerned. I need to get back to Cali and get to a doctor that actually has half a brain and knows how to use a microscope so I can get healthy. But I was floored yesterday. How you doing, LS? And how's the doggy doing? How you doing, D? What's from Slovakia? More known Europe. I'm on a mission to find a music react live stream just to play them Bohemian Rhapsody. Gotcha. OMSI. I'm so surprised you haven't seen a doctor. I did, up here, twice. And they didn't listen. They want to label me delusional after a half-hour visit from two doctors that are GPs. They're not a shrink. Anyway, it was very discouraging. And I won't go to another doctor up here. There's no fucking way. Not after what I've been through. But when I get back to California, I got a real good doctor out there at UCSF, a very prestigious, well-known hospital, and they know it. So when I get back to Cali, I'll get what I need. I'm just hoping I hang in long enough to get there. I got things I got to square away here before I can jump on the road and head back home. Frustrating. Much better. We walked by the ocean today. Ah, good for you, young lady. I love the ocean. Good for you. Clean your camera lens. You're kind of blurry. Yeah, sorry about that. It's not dirty. It's cracked. It is what it is. I need a new phone, but I'm going to be picking up one of those Tesla phones. And in the meantime, you just have to bear with the blurry screen. My apologies. Please try to get help. Health is so serious. Yeah, I know. And I'm concerned. After what I felt yesterday, scared the shit out of me again. I mean, I don't have that same achy feeling I had like down in my kidneys or whatever it was. And I got weight back on, put on almost 30 pounds from my sickest point after taking that ivermectin stuff. But I think, like I said, looking this stuff up, and if it's working like I think it is, it knocks out the parasites, but when they die inside you, your body's got to process them and get rid of them. And during that process, they release toxins. So there's a bunch of stuff I looked up. I got to get a bunch of vitamins and minerals and black walnut and all kinds of stuff that helps boost my immune system, which will help cleanse it. Ah, Tatanka's in the house. Bill W's in the house. Let me see. Bill was first. Yo, brother, hello. Sorry about the last live. My gadget froze up. Right on, dude. Thank you for the prayers. Tatanka, hey, Johnny, I'm going to get me one of those professor phones off Gilligan's Island. I like it. It made out of coconut shells and vines. There you go, dude. Yeah, I want to get that Tesla phone because it's hooked up to the satellites. And I saw, and I don't know if this is correct, but I saw something on the gadget. They were saying that he's going to get the price down to $100 for one of those smartphones hooked up to the satellites. Now, maybe that's the low-end phone. I don't know, but for $100, and beings, I'm going to be doing some traveling, and where I live, the internet access is for shit. So one of those Tesla phones will be my next purchase. Gilligan's Island phone. I like that. Speaking of health, how you doing, Tatanka? How's your health doing these days, man? You look a lot better, brother. You look, last video I watched, you looked a lot better, man. Lift my spirits to see you doing so good. Think you were getting ready to get out on your bike, and that's always therapy. Like getting in the wind. I think you were talking about the wind blowing in your hair, even though you didn't have that much. Yeah, no wind blowing through my hair. But living in Wisconsin, I can ride without a helmet. California, I never got a chance to ride without a helmet. That law was into effect by the time I got a heart. Although when I rode out to Sturgis from California, I got to ride without a helmet in a couple of states. And boy, I barbecued the top of my head. It got so sunburnt going through Utah. Fuck. It's going pretty good. Went to the blood doctor, going to have to stay on blood thinners and probably blood pressure medication. My blood pressure was real high. Well, you're in my prayers, young man, for sure. You're good people, man. I got a lot of respect for you and your storytelling. You do good work, brother. You really do. Listen to them doctors, take whatever you need to, and, try not to cut yourself. No fucking around with those butterfly knives. They're kind of concerned that they might have been some heart damage from trying to get my blood clot out of the artery in my lung, but whatever happens from here out, I'm grateful. Amen, brother. Amen. Me too. I'm grateful you're still here. Like I was just saying, you're good people, man. And your stories like mine, trying to make a difference for the younger generation. You never know who's going to watch this nonsense in the future. And if they can learn a couple things from some knuckleheads, right? Good deeds done dirt cheap. Putty cat. High blood pressure can also damage your kidneys. Man. It sucks getting old. Fuck. And thank you for hitting that button, by the way. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, the older we get, the more beat up our body is, especially when you abuse it when you're a youngster. Here, I'm sitting here chewing tobacco. Oh, the mistakes we make. But passing that knowledge on to the younger generation, I think, is very important. Do as I say, not as I do. How you doing, Putty Cat? Been a minute. Hope all's well for you and yours. Oh, yeah. I felt so lousy yesterday. I didn't even want to get on the gadget. I don't want to come out here pissing and moaning about how bad I was feeling. But so far today, not so bad. It's probably going to be up and down until I get rid of this frickin' parasite. All well here, thanks. Hope the same for you. Well, thank you, young lady. Appreciate that. I see 12 and 3. Oh, my haters. They just can't get enough. I get so many. I got a phone call from, what was it from? Amazon, saying that they were giving me a heads up that I had purchased a $1,500 iMac Pro, and if this wasn't me, and I started laughing. I don't have a bank hooked up to Amazon, so it wasn't me. It was just another crank call. And then another bullshit phone call. And it came through while I was doing my live. It's I got on somebody's shit list when it comes to fucking with my phone. I get all these goofy scam phone calls and crank calls. My stalker just can't get enough. AKASH, Akash Gupa. How you doing? 15 and 4. Thank you. I'm always keeping score. Got some chores going, got the laundry going in the back. Doggy's been heavy on the brain today, missing my girls. Looking forward to getting a couple more dogs, man. They really make a big difference in your life when you're a dog person. And when you don't have them, man, it's just like this hole that you can't fill. It sucks. Favorite sport? When I was a kid, it was football and then baseball. I enjoy watching some hockey too. Physical sports. Played a little golf. It was a little frustrating, but I enjoyed it, getting out in the fresh air. Too short for the hoops. So when it comes to sports, football and baseball. I don't watch much anymore. Actually, I don't watch any sports anymore. They've become too arrogant. Good old neon Deion Sanders writing on the goalpost with his Sharpie. Poor sportsmanship when it comes to professional athletes. You know, my favorite sport, I would have to say, is the MMA. Come to think of it. Favorite restaurant? Steakhouse or Italian? Meat and pasta, for sure. Yeah. There was a place in San Francisco. I'm trying to think the name of it. It was right across the street from the tattoo shop. They had fettuccine Alfredo with ham in it. Oh my goodness, boy. And smothered in butter. Love that stuff. I can't think of the name of the restaurant. I wonder if they're even open anymore. Pasquale's in San Francisco. Pasquale's. Great Italian food. Pizza to die for, too. Good old-fashioned homemade pizza. Not cardboard sprinkled with tomato sauce. Oh. Nice quiet day today. I think I'm going to try to ease into some chores, see how I feel. Body feels real run down, for sure. And I know you need to rest when you don't feel good, so I've been trying to sit still. But I got so much work to do, it's tough to be idle. But it's important when you're sick. I've been getting good sleep, fortunately, so my sleeping habits have gotten better. I think that has a lot to do with getting court behind me and all that stuff. Getting that ship container moved. I was stressed about that shit. Burger King here. Nice. Has about 7 different vegetarian burgers. Oh, nice, LS. It's very expensive. Yeah, eating out at restaurants these days, I would imagine so. Especially a steakhouse. I got a friend back home. He said he went to a real nice steakhouse a while back and it cost him over $100 for a good steak. I couldn't believe that. I was like, holy shit. $100 for a steak. Actually, it was over $100 for a steak dinner. It's a lot of money. I don't eat out. I cook everything. I keep to myself in this small town. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but, you know, folks in a small town don't take kindly to strangers. Man, been a while. You look great. OU fan. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got some weight back on. I put on over almost 35 pounds. I'm up to 185. And when I was real sick and sucked up, I looked like a damn skeleton. I was down to 153 pounds. I've been as heavy as 250. But my healthy weight is 185, and that's where I'm at now. Anywhere between 185 and 200 is a good weight for me. Henry, good to see you, brother. How you been doing today? Today's much better than yesterday. Yesterday was rough, man. I was just talking about this wormwood. Yeah, wormwood stuff I just started taking last week to try to get healthy. And it says as it kills off this funk, these parasites release toxins in your system. And I think that's what I was going through yesterday. Because I told myself, if I woke up this morning feeling as bad as I did yesterday, I was concerned that I might not be here that much longer. That's how bad I felt. But today I feel a lot better. So I'm sure I'm going to be going through these ebbs and flows for a little while until I'm clear, completely clear of this bullshit. But I've been doing my homework and pomegranate juice, black walnut. There's a whole bunch of stuff that supports your immune system, healthy stuff There's a bunch of veggies and shit that I won't get, but there's a lot of other stuff that I could tolerate to eat. And they talked about being deficient of vitamin B12 when you're dealing with a parasite. So I've got a bunch of vitamin B12. I've been eating that stuff like it's going out of style. I'll get healthy one way or the other. I got too much to do to be sick. What about smoothies with veggies in it? Maybe. There was a smoothie store by the tattoo shop back in the day, and I would get healthy protein smoothies and whatnot, and there'd be a little bit of, organic whatever's in there kind of stuff. I could tolerate it like that. As long as it doesn't taste like vegetables, man. The flavor of veggies is just grosses me out. But there's a lot of other alternatives that I can take to boost my immune system. Probiotics for the gut. So I've been trying, for sure. It's tough. I've been sick for over 2 years. And over a year, I didn't even know what was wrong with me. And my homework, trying to figure out how to heal myself, there's a lot of folks that got a parasite that don't even know it. There's so many different kinds of them. And as you get older and your body starts breaking down and it just don't work as good as it used to, it's important to kind of stay on top of your health. Like Tatanka was just talking, it's got to fight the good fight and all that. I'm not ready to cash it in. I mean, the day I had to put Mama Dog down, I didn't want to be here no more. I can cop to that one, for sure. I just wanted to quit. Fuck it. I want to go home. But there's more dogs out there that need me, so I'm going to try to stick around as long as I can. Double tap that screen for Mama Dog. Thank you for that, OU fan. Appreciate that. Brandon, there you go. Brandon. Yeah, double tap. Thank you. Yeah, Johnny doesn't get much attention on YouTube. They don't put me in circulation like they used to. They don't circulate any of my old videos the way they used to. I'm on YouTube shit list. There's no doubt about it. Eric's in the house. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing okay. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. Gonna be early vote. There you go. Going to an early vote. Good for you, man. Yeah, I'm doing better today. Yesterday was real rough. I felt really sick yesterday. Real sick. And today is much better, man. Thank you for asking. Appreciate you. Yeah, when it comes to the election, I watched a video this morning, another channel that gets real into all the polling and all those numbers and stuff. It sounds like it's going to be a landslide for Trump, as long as he sticks around long enough. Tino, voting. Vooting, voting. The kids in the house, you ready for the snow? Hell no, man. I am not ready for the snow. Unfortunately, it's late this year, and maybe we'll have a real light winter. I sure hope so. But I'm sure it'll be here before you know it. Ain't they all controlled by the APAC anyway? Yeah, I think, what are you talking about, the Poland stuff? Yeah, I don't follow politics all that closely. It's never been into politics. Politicians, whatever they do to affect you, there's really not much you can do about it. I know everybody says your vote counts and all that, but I don't know. But we're going to find out here in a couple weeks. Shit. Make sure your truck is... Yeah, my trucks are ready for the snow. In fact, I just went outside and plug the monster truck into the crankcase heater. I didn't start them yesterday, and I always warm up the oil before I fire it off. And I run them every day, make sure everything's tip top. Good advice there, kid, for sure. Largest lobbyist group in the US. Got you, Tino. They lie. It's going to get crazy after this election. Blue, you're absolutely right, man. It's going to get real crazy. It's sad. You know, when I was a kid, people could agree to disagree and still be friendly to each other. Now everybody's hating on each other. This life matters more than that life. And stumbling, bumbling Joe Biden, he's probably the lousiest president we ever had. I have no doubt. He's brain dead. And if you watch him when he was a governor, the shit he used to say back in the day, it's absolutely backwards from what he says now. Straight politician, lying through their teeth. The policies that our government has had in place has hurt this country. Just look how many homeless people are on the street. Who do you blame for that? How many small businesses are closed now? How much chaos and sideshows are in the streets every day? How many people are stealing shit? This country's in worse shape now than it's ever been. That's policy. That's politicians who live in the big fancy house, right? With all the money. And the poor people are the ones that pay the price. It's by design. Tino, yeah, I agree. It's unreal. Absolutely. Blue. Not probably. He is absolutely the worst. Yes, he is, Tatanka. I would not believe none of them, even if their tongue came notarized. Sorry, man, my reading. I agree, Tatanka. Yep, they make the rules. Absolutely, Blue. It's sad, man. It's sad. And the politics in California, where I come from, oh, shit. That guy's a real idiot. Gavin Newsom, what a clown. High-speed rail. Spends billions of dollars to set up this high-speed rail and never finished it. Wasted all that money. Wasted all that money. Unreal. And like I said many times, I think we're already in a depression. When you look and see how many people are sleeping on the street, and then you look how many people are sleeping in motorhomes and their automobiles because they can't. Plenty of folks sleeping in a vehicle who have a job. Wasn't like that when I was a kid. Newsom is a clown. Absolutely. Doesn't matter where the manufacturing is. What matters is who outsourced it. There you go. There you go. Exactly. Tatanka. Can one of us just identify as present and be present? Amen, Tatanka. I couldn't have said it better myself. We used to make everything in the USA. The shirt right here. You see made in the USA? Ben Davis from San Francisco. I went out of my way to find new old stock or even used shirts on eBay made in the USA because of quality. You buy something out of China, it rips. It's sad how much we've outsourced. We used to make televisions, toasters, radios. All the parts that went in your car, Wagner brake shoes, Timken bearings, all the parts that went into the cars were all made here in the United States. Machinist Union. We used to make steel. We don't make anything anymore. We assemble, we don't make it. All the shit's made somewhere else, and then we put it together here. Some of it. Sad. Yep, Blue. He spent millions, but had billions. There's the rest. There you go. Tommy Thompson, howdy, bro. Long time no see. Just popping in to say hi. Good to see you, Tommy. Always a pleasure. Our own drugs. Yep. Eli Lilly or whatever it was called. Yeah, Abbott Labs. I used to work in South San Francisco, and there were a lot of companies that made drugs in South San Francisco. And I bet all that shit's outsourced now. Sad, man. It's scary because if things get bad between us and China and they cut us off and the BRICS alliance does away with the US dollar for doing trade, hyperinflation. Look that shit up. You think it's bad now? If the BRICS kick our ass, they don't have to shoot bombs and bullets. This country will fall apart at the seams, especially if China cuts us off and doesn't send us anything anymore. We don't have any manufacturing buildings and plants to manufacture anything, right? In Pittsburgh, how many steel manufacturing buildings in Pittsburgh are just rotting away with broken windows everywhere? We're in deep shit. Most people don't pay any attention. The dumbest thing you can do. Yep. All have common themes. There you go. And they are allies of Russia. Yes, they are. China and Russia, man. We're heading for some hard times. I don't see it any other way. Tino. Talzax, Nikolai, Goldstein, Albert, etc. There you go. And Korea and Iran, I think. Yeah, Blue. Yeah, for sure. No, they all are all Israel. There you go. Sorry, man, my reading sucks. They could kill us all in just a few shipments. It's yeah, if you think if China contaminated the shit we get from China, right? There's a lot of ways you can wage war, right? I'm hoping, because Trump's a businessman, he brings back manufacturing. This country needs it so bad. We need good paying jobs so people can quit sleeping in their car. The liberals have ran this country into the ground. And I don't pick a side. Like I said, I'm non-political. You know, I'm more of being your brother's keeper. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what politics you believe in. What I care about is what comes out of your face. Are you a decent person? Do you say good morning? Do you say hello? Do you hold the door open? Do you have manners? Do you treat people with respect? That's what I care about. Let me get caught up. That's what I'm saying. Blue, there you go. One thing, Brandon, one thing we still make is a mess. There you go. LS. Why would China do that? They make awesome money from international business. Well, let's hope you're right. Let's hope their greed keeps them in check when it comes to fucking with our stuff. I sure hope you're right. But in a time of war, and if China and Russia and Iran and and all these guys really got it in for us and they wanted to bring us real harm, it wouldn't be very hard. Tino, the enemy is domestic first and foremost. Why do you think we've allowed ourselves to be so heavily servient with no pushback? Good point, my friend. You won't get no argument out of me. Yes, they have. People you know IRL. Those are the ones you can trust. Thinking else is fake. There you go. We don't allow it. We selected officials did. Yeah. And thanks you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. See, the thing is, when I moved up here, I'd been aware of all this nonsense for a long time. I lost a house during the housing crisis and realized how shitty the rich people are when it comes to fucking off poor people. Stock market and all that stuff and hedge funds. I learned a great deal about finance when I lost my house. CDO, collateralized debt obligation, how they bundled up home mortgages and fucked it off. And it cost me my home because I was out of work for 2 years. Because greed. And once I started down that road, started stacking precious metals and turned into a bit of a prepper. And when I bought this property, in the back of my mind, I knew I had apple trees, a grapevine, walnut trees, cherry trees. I got deer and turkey that come into the yard. So if things ever got to the Great Depression, living on a piece of property that can sustain me with food that's right here on the property goes a long way, a long way. And because I'm retired, I got my pension from the union and Social Security. If we fall on hard times, that money could disappear. You know, my pension in the sheet metal union is invested in the stock market. If the stock market really crashed, that pension would be gone. And if the government was in such bad shape, you think they're going to keep sending those Social Security checks? $35 trillion in debt. That's over $100,000 per person in the United States in debt. And they just keep printing the shit out of thin air. You know, we used to have a gold standard. Every dollar was backed with a gold bar somewhere. Not anymore. And the thing is, all the other countries have been using our dollars for trade, so that's what gives us strength on the world stage. But with the BRICS alliance, and they're starting a gold-backed digital dollar to do trade in to circumvent the US dollar. And they're doing that right now. And if they're successful and they quit trading with the US dollar, we will hit hyperinflation. Zimbabwe, a shopping cart full of paper money that doesn't buy you anything. Most people don't think about that shit. And the sad truth is there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. But you can get prepared for it, right? Making sure, and when I leave this property and I go to another property, I'll do the same thing. I will prep for hard times because I think it's inevitable. I don't know if my health will allow me to stick around long enough to see it. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. But if it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and more people on the street and crime goes up and all that nonsense, people in the big city will flee the cities and look for property out in the boonies. I mean, I left all my friends and family behind, moved to northern Wisconsin, and now I live on 30 acres. I paid 300 grand for this. 30 acres, 2 houses, a barn, a shop, a pole building in the back. I could have cows and chickens right now if I had people to help to it. And I've told my friends many times, if the shit ever hits the fan, come see me. I got you. You know, my whole crazy idea about starting a dog charity and buying this property, I could have 10 people live with me right now. And I didn't think it was going to be that hard, but I've been here for 3 years and nobody took me up on my offer. So, and the fact that I haven't been well received here, and I'm not going to live in a town where I'm surrounded by folks that don't like me. It's too uncomfortable. It's too stressful. I've already had way too much drama. So I will sell this place and find another place where I can prep, you know, where I got land and I can grow food and have critters and cows and chickens and make milk and eggs. Even one cow and a dozen chickens will get you by. You know, I ain't slaughtering no cow, but I can make milk and eggs and cheese and all that kind of stuff quite easily. Those ones you can trust. Everything else is fake. There you go, the kid. We don't allow it. We select our, yeah, there you go, LS. Yes, the poor people are thrown in jail because no money to defund them. There you go. Thank you. 11 and 12. I guess all the trolls decided to kick rocks. I like it. You know, as things get worse and worse, you're going to need to be your brother's keeper, right? You're going to need to be nice to your neighbors and the people in your environment because you're going to have to pull together, right? When there's hordes of people outside looking to steal all your shit, you're going to have to pull together. Somebody's got the beans, somebody's got the rice, somebody's got the chainsaw, someone else has got the gasoline, right? You're going to need to work together. Kelly, fiat money is dog shit. There you go. Karina, hi Johnny, how you doing, young lady? Hello everyone, there you go. Good to see you, young lady. Thank you guys, we're up to 12 and 15. I like it. Yeah, I'm a big proponent about doing a kind act for a stranger. You know, you help somebody on the street, you lead by example, someone else sees that, they think you're a good person. Someday when you're in need of help, it'll be there for you when you need it. And after this election, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to need help. There's no doubt about it. When I moved up here, I went to church a couple times, you know, trying to be part of this community. It's important to me. It didn't work out, and I let all that go, and I'll try again somewhere else. And if I'm lucky enough, and I can get enough money out of this property, I'm going back to California to the foothills, where I don't have to pay for property insurance and fire insurance because my support group is there. You know, in Wisconsin, I got no support group here. Well, maybe a couple, but not much. Kelly being one. Good to see you, young man. Hard times. Unless church has policies and can run like a business, unfortunately. Amen. That's why I didn't go back to this church that I went to. Somebody was up there talking about tithing 10% of your income to the church. It felt like a hustle. And I didn't feel comfortable there. I went to church a little bit as a kid, Baptist church kind of thing, Sunday school a little bit, you know, that kind of stuff. That's what church felt like to me. But when I went to this one, it was very odd. I felt very uncomfortable there. I'm wishing you the best, Johnny. Well, thank you, Karina. I appreciate that. And same for you, young lady. Same for you. 12 and 11. I like it. Flip the script. Power in numbers, Kelly. This country is too separated. It's going to be a shit show like the game is going to fail. There you go. There you go, Kelly. Yeah, no. You and I speak the same language for the same reason, right? Prepping for hard times. I think everybody out there that's watching should go buy a roll of silver dimes, at least have one roll of silver dimes. I don't know what they get for a roll of silver dimes these days, but even even if you're on a tight budget, you can go to your local pawn shop and score a couple of silver dimes every payday, stack them up. In hard times, real money, real precious metals will go up in price. And if you have a silver dime, that's something you can barter with when it comes to food and whatnot. About $2.50 for a dime. Damn, those prices went up. Holy shit. Yeah, silver dimes are worth having because if you got a silver dollar, you can't cut it up into 10 little pieces, right? And it might be worth more than what you want. You're better off with having silver dimes. I was a big fan of silver dimes. I think I had 300 silver dimes at one time. Pretty sure. I know I had over 200. A big fan of silver dimes. And tools. When I was living in the mobile home park and I had extra money every month because I was living cheap, I'd stack a little bit of metal and I'd buy some tools, drills and whatever construction tools I thought I might need for this property. And I got quite the selection of tools. Tools go a long way. If for any reason my pension and my Social Security disappeared, I could go put in some work and make some food, right? I'll fix your fence if you give me a dozen eggs, kind of thing, right? Barter, being your brother's keeper. You know, I got skills with my hands and I got tools to put to work should I need them. And if I need to just fix stuff around here, I got what I need. Same thing with screws and nails. All that stuff is going to get real expensive. I'm sure it already is. I mean, I bought a lot of my tools 3 or 4 years ago. I can only imagine what they must cost now. Not to mention, if China cuts us off, all those Makita drills and all that shit that comes out of China, they won't be coming out. Fractional silver is a good thing to have. Yes, sir. Couldn't have said it better myself. There's also things to be thankful for. God bless. There you go, Kelly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Couple words of wisdom, you know, preparing for hard times. I mean, you can buy all the toilet paper you want, but it's going to take more than toilet paper to get you through hard times. Doubt about it. I just hope it doesn't get that bad. But what I see going on in the big city right now, it's already pretty bad. The stealing and the homelessness, worse than I've ever seen in my lifetime. And this election, I think, is just going to make it even worse. There's a lot of people thinking there's going to be quite a bit of civil unrest. If Trump gets elected, the snowflakes are going to come unglued, man. People like George Soros, when some life matters more than another life, what do you think he's going to be pushing? How many people you think are going to be protesting in the streets? I don't know, man. But my gut don't feel good when it comes to the future of this country. And being prepared and being your brother's keeper goes a long way to be able to stick around for a while. The barter system, right? That's money, my friend. You can trade this for food. you can protect your food, right? There's a lot of ways to prep. Pellets. Johnny's got some pellets and pellet guns too. You hungry enough, a squirrel's a meal. You know what I'm saying? Tony's in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Doing a little prep talking. Yeah, I don't know what the future has in store for me. Hopefully, I can stay healthy enough to get out of here and get moved and start over. But I got plenty of, you know, prep. Whether it's this or this, I still got a little bit, not much, but I got a little bit, you know. And being a Boy Scout, being your brother's keeper, because you can't do it all by yourself. Not when things get real bad. You're going to need to lean on somebody. Well, plants are easier than a squirrel. Yes, they are, young lady. Yes, they are. If I had help, I'd be growing crops out here. I would love to grow corn. I got a thing for corn. I see all the trees and food around here, around me. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I got plenty of apples on this property, that's for sure. If I wanted to make canned applesauce and stuff like that, I'm sure I could figure it out. I don't know, man. I don't know. Spooky times. It really is. And the closer this election get, you can feel the tension in the air. You can. I don't participate. I just protect myself. Your land is loaded with stuff. It is. It really is. I got a big tree in the front yard that's covered in cherries right now. I still got apples hanging on the tree even this late in the season. It's crazy. Our winter has been very mild this year. Very mild. Temps have been warm. No snow yet, and it's already almost Halloween. I'm not complaining, that's for sure. So lucky. There you go. Oh, I mean, it'd be nice if I could stay, but I'm not going to live here being hated on. It's just too uncomfortable. Just waiting for drama to come knocking on the door, you know? I'll find somewhere quiet to rest my head. There's no doubt about it. Go up a few comments. Said the same thing. There you go. Sharon, good morning, young lady. Hi, Johnny. Sorry I haven't been in, having trouble, kidney operation, still one to go. It's nice to see your face again. Well, thank you, young lady. Well, I hope things go well for you. I know you just went through a surgery. The last time you came in, you said you were doing pretty good. I'm sorry that you're still dealing with that. You're in my prayers. I hope you feel better very soon. It's early fall, blue. There you go. Let me go back and see what Kelly was talking about. I don't see it. Oh, man. My heart goes out to poor people. You know, growing up the way I did in foster homes and on welfare, food stamps and cockroaches, all that stuff, I know what it is to be poor. And I worked hard to get where I'm at, to get a retirement, you know. Nobody gave me anything. I didn't get no inheritance. Quite the opposite, right? Tough childhood and all that. No education, right? No college, none of that kind of thing. Can't read worth beans. But I know how to survive. Always have. And that's why I say it's strength in numbers. We need to take care of each other. Doing a kind act for a stranger and all that stuff, food for the soul. It's more than that. If you helped a homeless person on the street that hangs out in front of your grocery store or in front of your whatever, and somebody was trying to mug you, and that homeless person saw you in trouble, they might help you out. They might intervene because you did something nice for them. You know, that thing they call karma, it's very real. You just never know when you're going to need a helping hand and where it's going to come from. And these are things I was taught when I was a kid, right? Being a Boy Scout, doing nice things for strangers. It was the world I grew up in. You know, those having manners, being polite. This world isn't like that anymore. And it's no wonder we're in the condition we're in. People don't know how to treat each other anymore. It makes me sad. It's sad because many on the street have mental health problems. Well, think about it this way, young lady. Many people on the street got mental health problems because they're on the street. They might not have been that way when they first got homeless. I follow a handful of YouTube channels where people help homeless people, walk up to them and tell them, hey, what do you need? I got socks, I got food, and they help homeless people, right? I like watching those kinds of YouTube channels. It gives me faith. And many times I've seen homeless people who were normal people. And then the dude goes back a year later and then they're all strung out and screwed up in the head because they start getting high because they can't handle it. But when they first got on the street, they didn't have mental health issues. But being on the street will sure fuck you up, you know? There's a lot of soft people in the world. People that don't have survival skills, don't know how to just get shit done the way I do. I can make something happen. If something's wrong, I can make something happen. But a lot of folks are soft. And when they fall on hard times, they're ass out. Because survival skills. How do I put this? If somebody's never faced any real adversity in their life, for most of their life, get to 20, 30, 40 years old and your life's kind of just been steady, living paycheck to paycheck, and then you fall on hard times, you don't know what to do because you've never been through the meat grinder before and you don't possess survival skills. You know, I was in the foster homes at 5, living with strangers, and some of those foster homes were really shitty and some of them were okay. But quickly you learn how to survive on your own. Even though you're not homeless, you still learn how to survive. Most people don't know how to do that because they're dependent on somebody or something. They don't know how to depend on themselves. LS, and it's hard to reason and help them. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, LS, for sure. Kelly. All the values out the window. Honesty, respect, a handshake. Amen, Kelly. I couldn't agree more. There is still some good ones out there. There is. You guys right here in the comment section prove it. In this day, for sure, a normal person can easily become homeless. Amen, young lady. Loads of people couch surfing. Yeah. And the younger generation think they're going to get rich on YouTube or TikTok or go viral, right? They don't think about joining a union and getting job skills. You know, becoming a nurse, a school teacher, having some real skills to carry them through life, right? A lot of folks just getting by. And if something happens and you get laid off, you're competing for jobs with someone else that got laid off because you don't have any real skill set. You know, standing at a cash register in the grocery store, that's not a very high skilled job. You need some skills of some kind to fall back on. Karina, I was blessed to have a wonderful adopted mom who kept me for 15 years. Good for you, young lady. Good for you. Yeah, I've seen a lot of adversity in life, and it's made me hard, angry, a survivor. A lot of folks have childhood and it breaks them. You know, my mom and my brother, they struggled, mental illness and depression, and tried to do themselves in and all that stuff. I got lucky. That's just not in me. But not everybody's got that inner strength, you know? And when they fall on hard times, they're screwed. That's where you need people that you can count on, right? Friends and family that'll take care of you when you fall on hard times. But there's a lot of folks that don't have a support group. It's tough. MDL, good to see you again, my friend. Good to see you too. Hope you're doing fine. Today's not too bad. Thank you for asking. Thank you. And I hope you're doing well too. Yesterday was rough. Had a tough day yesterday. I just felt really sick. Today I'm feeling much better. Energy and strength is still for shit, but I don't feel like I did yesterday. LS, I've seen bipolar people extremely successful. There you go. Most folks have adversity in their life, whether it's internal or external, and you have to compensate, right? You guys see my reading? I can't read worth shit. So going to college and getting a college education wasn't in the cards for me. You know, my brother James, he's a good reader. But for me, having a learning disability, it forced me to be good with my hands. And fortunately for me, I'm mechanically inclined. But a lot of people, when they face adversity, they don't know what to do. And it's difficult. But you got to find a way. You can't just give up. And you can't just get by. Especially in this day and age, because just getting by will put you on the street. Have some lemonade with a little bit of salt and a little bit of honey instead of sugar. You'll feel better. There you go. Thank you. Love me some coffee. Oh, man. I hope and pray that when this election's over, as bumpy as it's going to be, I'm hoping it don't get out of hand. Because it'll make it worse for everybody. This country needs to pull together. We need to quit hating on each other and fighting with each other and bitching at each other. You know, agree to disagree and still be able to shake somebody's hand. We need to get back to those values and morals that this country was founded on. I don't know. You know, like I was saying in my live the other day about some kid falling in love with AI on his gadget. The kids, right, are our future. and it don't look too bright for them. Kids that are in grade school, I worry for them. What kind of world are they gonna grow up into? I came from a very different time, before there was a cell phone, before there was a computer. You rode your bicycle, you rode your skateboard, you went out and played with the other kids, you interacted together. You knew how to be social. Kids these days are isolated on the internet, falling in love with some AI program, committing, doing himself in because he fell in love with his AI friend, and the only way he could be with her was to do himself in. That's crazy, man. That is the most bizarre thing. Oh, like I said, it scares me for the youth. They don't have social skills. I was a bouncer, bartender, limo driver. I interacted with thousands of people in my lifetime. Some of these kids, probably the only interaction they get is when they go to school, right? They don't go out and play. Jump on my bicycle, ride over to the park and play baseball, Other kids showing up there, oh, we'll be here tomorrow. Bring your mitt, bring your bat and your ball, and we'll play a game. Used to do that all the time. Kids in the neighborhood meeting at the park to play baseball. Kids don't do that no more. Would you say most people are good? Yes. I think inherently you're born innocent. You have to learn how to hate. I think by nature, humans are good. Yes, I do. I think most people are good. I think they get tainted, they get bitter or lost, and they lack people skills. Like I said, when I was little, manners. Please pass me the salt. May I be excused from the table? Take your dishes into the kitchen and wash your dishes. Mom's not your slave. Old-fashioned morals and manners. Nobody talks about that anymore. But that's what good people do. They behave with manners. They carry themselves with dignity and respect. Social skills is what we're lacking. People are greedy, right? They're driven by money and success. Do you think you have good people skills? Yes, absolutely. I'm always nice and polite to strangers. In the grocery store, at the checkout line, that kind of thing. Hi, how you doing? Very good people skills. Look somebody in the eye. How are you? How's your day? Shake somebody's hand. When I was real young, I was very shy. And then my angry side took over from my rough childhood, but I had a lot of jobs working around a lot of people. I was usually pretty quiet, people watcher. I observe people. But when I have to interact, it's always with kindness and respect. I don't give somebody stink eye for no reason. I get a lot of stink eye up here by complete strangers. I don't get that because I'm an outsider or because I got tattoos. I dedicated my life to saving dogs. People that care for dogs are nice people. You're not going to find some shithead working at the local SPCA. They're compassionate. They care. That's my kind of people. And those kind of people have people skills. They know how to interact. They know how to be friendly. And it don't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or you're black or you're white. What matters is what comes out of your mouth. And can you make eye contact in a pleasant way? Hey, how you doing? It's so good to see you. When I'm super nice to people who I don't know, I see shock on their face because they think I'm going to be mean, right? And quickly I see the color come back in their face, right? It's pretty funny. And I understand how I look. I get it out here all the time. You been to prison? I get it. I'm a little spooky looking. I understand all that. But I'm quick to bring somebody at ease. You know, I don't want them to feel intimidated from me. When I was younger, I used to call my tattoos a no pest strip. Keep people away from me. I didn't like people when I was young. I wasn't mean to them. I just want them to leave me alone because I didn't trust people. Now it's different. I don't regret my tattoos. It's just part of my life. But I intimidate a lot of people. And I try to make them at ease when I meet them so they're not uncomfortable. So when it comes to people skills, I got good people skills. And that all comes from being raised with manners and respect. Respecting your elders, right? Kids should not talk back to their parents. They should not talk back to the teacher at school. You're supposed to be seen, not heard, right? Don't speak unless you're spoken to. That was kind of my early childhood, right? And those lessons stick with you for life. You know, adversity and getting covered in tattoos, blah, de blah. That was just one part of my life. But I've learned a lot since then. Had a, had a hard time with a lot of people not treating me the way they should. But that doesn't mean everybody's an asshole. And I take things at face value. It's what comes out of your mouth. You know, how do you behave dictates how I behave. Long answer to a short question. Thanks again, you guys. 13 and 7. At what age did you stop being shy? I want to say in my 30s. When I was in my 20s, I was still pretty shy. Timid when it came to, you know, asking a girl on a date, that kind of stuff. I didn't come into my own until I was in my 30s. Started doing construction, being on a job site with a bunch of alpha males. Then you kind of grow a set, if you know what I'm saying. And then after that, I got nothing to be shy about. I'm confident in myself and who I am and what what I'm trying to do, you know, so I can talk to anybody. I don't care who's standing in front of me. If I was lucky enough to get on the Joe Rogan podcast, it'd be just like talking to you guys. I wouldn't be nervous or embarrassed or anything like that. Movie star, you know, they got to wipe their backside the same way I do. Nobody impresses me until I get to meet you, and whatever comes out of your face, that'll dictate whether or not I'm impressed with you. You know, how you behave, what kind of intelligence do you have, what kind of manners do you have, how do you carry yourself? That's what's impressive to me. Message retracted, Karina. Oh, thanks, guys, by the way. Thanks for popping in, chatting with this old man, getting a chance to have a conversation with good folks. I enjoy it very much. Wow, Johnny, I was 19 when I stopped being shy. There you go. Yeah, no, I was real shy as a young kid, and that stuck with me for a long time. I was always nervous to ask a girl on a date, that kind of thing. You know, bar hopping in the 20s, I was still kind of gun shy. It took me a while. Sometimes the things you go through as a kid stick with you for life. You know, they never go away, including manners and respect, or being shy, or whatever the case may be. I enjoy being around good people, interacting with good people. It's been my experience, the good people are far and few between. And when I come across some shitty people, I just bounce. I got no love for you. I'm not going to sit there and try to learn you some manners. That's for you to figure out. The one thing that, how do I put this? The one thing that really changed in me was my PTSD. When I was young, I didn't have this angry side like I do now. I could get angry for sure, but it took a lot for me to get angry when I was a kid. Even in my 20s, it took a lot for me to get really angry. But probably the same time I quit being shy was when I started getting angry. The PTSD started kicking in. And my temper got shorter. My patience got shorter. I was quick to call people out when they were being an asshole or they didn't have manners. When I was younger, I would just ignore it. And then as I got older, I would call them out on it. And that's my broken, right? But I've learned about that. It cost me a lot. It cost me a lot of friends and family being angry. And then after my dogs died, thinking about life, reflecting, and being angry in front of them or angry at them, got a lot of regret for doing shit like that. I mean, I give myself a pass because I understand why I behaved that way, and that was the lousy childhood that I had no control over. But now that I understand it, I'm responsible for my temper. I'm responsible for anything that comes out of my mouth. There was a time when I first got on YouTube, you know, I used to say, it's your fault. The world made me angry. Too bad for you. I had it all asked backwards. It's my responsibility to check my anger. And if I'm surrounded by people that make me angry, well, then I need to remove myself from that environment. And that's why I'm leaving. I can't stay here. If there were 10 people living here with me, it'd be okay. Because everybody else could go do the shopping and all the other stuff. I could just stay on the property. I wouldn't have to interact with anybody here. And I wouldn't care about living here. But being here by myself in an unfriendly environment, it's unhealthy for me. I want to be happy. I don't want to be angry. I want to play with dogs. They make me laugh. They make me smile. I've learned a lot in this life. And I'm hoping some kids watch, man. 20-nothing-year-old kids out there come across my videos and maybe they can learn something. Sharing my wisdom with the world on YouTube is some Boy Scout shit, right? Trying to make a difference for the better. And sharing my mistakes hopefully helps save somebody from making the same mistakes. I think that's real important. That's a father's job, right? Taking care of the kids. I didn't get to do that for my daughter. And one day I hope she sees this stuff. And she sees that I'm not the same guy and we can patch things up. But I rubbed a lot of anger off on her, and that's why we don't talk. Breaks my heart. Said some angry shit on this YouTube channel. Things I should have never said. I learned to keep my mouth shut when I'm pissed off. Work through those feelings and they go away. Life. It's not just a job, it's an adventure. Shit. it was time to say goodbye to Chucky. Airman's in the house. I learned from you, big homie. Oh, thank you, brother. Your wisdom is about 15 years ahead of me, and I love you for it. Ah, dude, thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, made a lot of mistakes, man. Said a lot of things I should have never said. And if I get a chance to make right by that, I will, big time. And like I said many times, I hope my daughter watches some of my new stuff and she sees I'm not that guy anymore and she reaches out. There's always hope. Even for an angry old man, there's always hope. Once again, thank you guys. I love conversations like this. Good people just having a good conversation and lifts my spirits, man. It really does. And thanks again for smashing that button. I appreciate you guys. You know, the thing is, I may never get the dog rescue going, but this YouTube channel will be my legacy. The things I've learned, the things I've shared out here, trying to pass on some wisdom to anybody struggling. This YouTube channel may end up being my only legacy. Sad to say. With my health being shitty and my age and living where I'm living, I don't know that I'll get a chance to start a dog rescue. My confidence in that shrinks every day. It burns in me, and it always will to the day I die. But the fact is, this YouTube channel could be my only legacy. Sad, but story of my life, you know? And for you good folks down there, I'm very grateful that you give me this chance to have these conversations and share this stuff. I couldn't just come out here and run my mouth and just, you know, make it up as I go. I need interaction. Oh, where did I leave off? Let me go back. LS, wisdom is priceless. Amen. Thank you for sharing yours. You're welcome, young lady. She will learn for sure. Oh, my eyesight. It's being able to take in the big picture. We all fail. There you go. Well said, brother. Karina, I'm praying she reaches out to you because they never told me who was my father, and every day it hurts me so bad because of that. Ah, Karina, I'm sorry, young lady. Oh, there's the washing machine. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful legacy. It's steep in honesty. Yeah, you're right about that, homie. I can't bullshit nobody. And I don't embarrass. You know what I mean? There's nothing I won't say as long as it's the truth, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, I hope my kid sees this stuff one day. Even if I'm gone, it'll bring her some peace, hopefully, knowing that I figured it out. She's got her own PTSD, I have no doubt. She had it tough as a kid. Her mom was very difficult, and she's got her own anger. And I take responsibility for that too. Sure do. Hindsight. It's so easy to look back and see what you could have done different, you know? I should have fought for custody. My life would have been so different. I would have been a single dad, and I'd have been a good one. But when baby's mama took my kid and I met Sonny, I went down the wrong road. But if I was responsible for my daughter, I'd have been working my ass off. Fate, life. Nothing I can do about that now. Sorry, I'm getting lost in my thoughts. Oh, all right, guys, I'm getting a little hungry. I got chores, some laundry to switch, and all that. And once again, thank you. You give me faith. You really do. There's good folks out there that pop in here and say nice things, and it means a lot to me. It really, really does. Your love and support and encouragement and prayers. You guys give me hope that this world's going to be okay because there's still good people out there, you know? So, having said that, love the ones that love you back. Do your best with the rest. And always, always keep in the back of your mind a kind act for a stranger. Cup of coffee and a donut for the homeless guy on the corner. Hold the door open at the grocery store. Paying it forward. Being a decent person goes a long way. Johnny loves you. Have a beautiful Sunday, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.